Good afternoon. My name is Gift. Welcome to Workplace Reality Podcast by Kenex Konsults International, your number one platform for business consultation, business development, growth, and sales productivity. We are always available 24 hours to serve you. Welcome once again. With me, we have our VIP, Ms. Joy Chiwotuto. She is a business development manager and has been in the recruitment industry for a while. And our VVVIP, Mr. Chidozie Eze. Mr. Chidozie is a business consultant and a recruiter. He has worked with different companies from different sectors, be it the banking industry, oil and gas, different sectors, and has, a positive, experience when it has to do with the recruitment sector. Welcome, Mr. Chidozie. And welcome, Miss Joy. Okay, thank you so much. We promise to, give you nothing but premium content today. So today we'll be talking about crafting an effective resume. We're talking about what are the expectations of companies from job seekers. Landing your dream job begins with the first process, which is crafting a resume that will sell you. Now, Mr. Chidozie, I want to ask, what are the expectations of, employers, or let me use the word, what are the expectations of the human resource team and the expectations of the company from the job seekers? What are the things, that you think that companies look at for when they put up a job advert out there? What are the expectations? Can you share?
Okay, first of all, thank you for this wonderful opportunity. So let me just dive right in. I think as a human resource professional or as a recruiter or anybody that is within the recruiting space, you are kind of like a representative. You are representing the company and you're also representing the applicants as well. So it's a very peculiar position to be in. You are just like a lawyer between two parties. So companies expect companies have problems that they need solving. They have, whenever a job description, whenever a job advert is put out, they are not just looking for a cleaner or an assistant or a business developer. Basically, what they are saying is that we have a problem that is like this, and we need someone who can fix this for us. Simple. That's how I understand it. And then, so basically, what they're expecting is they're expecting someone that can fix those issues for them. That's the simplest way. That's how I put it. And then for recruiters, what we expect, because now that's why I first of all said that as a recruiter, you're representing the company. That's why I said that first, because now when you now know that the company is looking for someone that is going to fix that problem or that gap that they have in their organization, it means that as a recruiter, I'm expecting to see people who fill that gap, people who can meet that solution.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm expecting from my candidates. I don't know if I answered the question.
Yes. So you mean that they should be able to sell their value should be targeted towards the expectations of
the
recruiter.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you think this value should be stated on their resume? Because they are not there to sell their values, with their mouths. So what do you think an effective resume or a sellable resume? What are the features of a resume that will sell you?
That's a nice question to ask. I'll paraphrase, what value should they be selling, or how should they present
their value
resume
in writing, in the resume?
Okay, the resume, personally, I like to say a resume is like a job advert. It's like me advertising myself, not a job advertisement. That was my mistake. A resume is me advertising myself to the employer, or in this case, the recruiter. Now, I can't possibly say everything about myself on a resume because one person is a lot.
Yeah.
And also, I can't say the boring things about myself on the resume, because as I'm applying for a job, I should have it in mind that I have 10 other qualified persons that are also applying for that same role.
Yeah.
So I need to pinpoint. It's just like banners that we see. Any catchy banner or eye-catching banner that you see on the road, maybe like, oh, okay, any eye-catching banner that you see on the road, it just grips your attention, and there's some information that they just put out immediately, and you get to know, okay, this is what this whole thing is all about. Basically, that's how resumes should be. They should be eye-catching, they should be attractive, like, and not in the sense of visually attractive. Like, they should, in that first instance, the keywords that I'm supposed to see that would show that, okay, this person knows what we are talking about, this person knows what we are looking out for, it should show. And so, aside from the keywords, you should also be able to show that, okay, you have the skills, you have the trainings, you have, the backing, skills, okay, the skills, and then any other thing to back up the fact that you can actually do that thing, like maybe certification, experience. Thank you very much. So every other thing is just evidence to show that you
But
have
sincerely, Ms. Joy, there are some major concerns of job seekers. Like, you have a lot of expectations. You go to school, you spend 5 years, and you have a lot of expectations of how the labor market, of how you want to land. I don't know. Can you just tell us how the expectation, is it that the expectations of young graduates are being smashed immediately they come out to the labor market, or
Okay, let me thank you for organizing this wonderful podcast. So one thing about or better let me say, the fresh graduate, the expectations are high. You can't go to, that's why the further you go to school for 4, 5, 6 or whatever years, you finally came out applying for a job. You just keep dreaming of, after school I'll get a job and I'll start earning 500. Who does that? You can't just do that. You have to work. Like, most companies now don't employ without experience. Okay, I read this. Yes, you have read the theory part of it in school. Then what practical aspect do you have? That is what most companies.
But sincerely,
that is what most companies.
The truth is that my experience in as an HR professional, let me say that I've had a lot of experience, especially when we go out for career awareness. A lot of young graduates used to say, I went to school, I came out, and then the next job I'm seeing is, they're telling me 5, 10 years experience. How do we get the experience when we are not employed? And basically, I feel personally, if I'm to answer that question, what I keep telling them is that, there is job for everybody.
Okay.
See, it's not every job that you see online that is being posted that is for you.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because you cannot. First thing you should put in mind is that the person that posted that job, or the company looking for that role, they are not stupid. They know that the person to fit in for that role must have that experience to be able to be a professional in that field. You coming out from school and you have a lot of expectations, you're going to apply for a job that does not suit your experience, your professional experience, your certificational experience, if there's any word like that. So that job that they say 10 years, 5 years experience is not for you.
Okay, sorry to cut you short, Mrs. Gibbs. How about people that do graduate, then they have no experience, and then a company, because of you have a godfather somewhere without no experience, and they know they have no experience, then they will smuggle you into the company. Okay. So how about that?
Okay, please, I don't know if you can answer that.
Yes.
Before I come in, I have something to say about that.
Okay.
But does it come in?
First of all, on the whole experience thing, what I like to tell candidates that come through to me is that experience is relative.
Exactly.
Okay.
So sometimes you see people, when they want to write the number of experiences or number of years of experiences they have, sometimes they will tell me, is it my so experience, or is it my so experience, or should I combine everything? And so experience is relative.
Okay.
It depends on how you want to see it.
Okay.
So I don't want to dissuade some people that would see 5 years experience from applying. If you have, because what someone would learn under 5 years, another person can learn it under 2 years.
Yeah.
Or even a couple of months if it's a digital kind of skill. So I don't want to dissuade anybody. But I do want people to realize that the essence of experience on job description is so that the employer is getting the top or
the best candidates to fit in the role.
People that he's certain can meet. Remember, I said that he's trying to fix a problem or a gap in his company. So he wants to get the person that can definitely solve that problem. So it's a normal bias, it's a normal way of thinking that, okay, if someone has been doing this thing for a long time, if I see a mechanic on the road that has been fixing only Volvo cars for 20 years, that guy has to be very good.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a normal, way of thinking.
Okay.
An old woman will cook better than a younger lady. You understand?
Yeah.
Because she's well,
Yeah.
she has been in it.
Into the system.
But that does not mean that there are people that don't have skills.
Okay.
So the question of nepotism, well, I don't know what to say, but I am of the standpoint that if you have network that can get you into a company that can, because it's all about breaking that first barrier.
Okay, see, I have something to say about this, and this is it. Every organization wants value.
Yes.
Okay.
Certainly.
You know, the difference between you earning a salary of 100,000 and that person that is earning 1 million, the difference between you is value. And trust me, value does not come cheap. Experience is value.
Yeah.
Even no matter, I know we're in a very digitalized, trend this period. Everybody's going digital, but you can never beat it with having the experience. Now let's talk about what you asked, nepotism, where you have network and there are some let's just, of course this is a reality podcast, we are spilling it the way it is.
Okay.
So if I am a young graduate and I have a network, let's say in a top oil and gas company, and it gives me access and say come and resume even with that interview, the process of interview, assessment and all that. The truth is that no matter your network, nothing beats job satisfaction. You can get a job through your network and you're just there earning salary, but there's a point you will get to, you're just earning the salary, you have a very nice standard office, there's no fulfillment. In fact, the truth is that you have a very standard office, there will be everything, but papers will be passing you to the next person that you earn more. The person become more relevant in the workspace.
Yes, yes.
But they're only keeping you there.
They are just keeping you there because of your network.
Let me get this. There are certain situations where some people will come into the office and they're like, yeah, I was working here, but when the person that brought me in, when he left,
Exactly.
you understand?
Yeah.
So even if you it's not really about getting in, it's about what you have to offer when you eventually get in. I would like to put it
value.
Down. Yeah, what are you doing when you eventually get in? Because if I want to buy an iPhone, I will not just, it's easier for me to ask my friend, do you know anybody that around you that sells an iPhone? And they will recommend someone that you feel like is a normal human behavior.
Someone that is trusted.
So if this person trusts this person, it's easier for this person to come in, which is why I like to think less of nepotism and more of networking. So if you network, it's good for you, it's advantageous to you. But then when you now get into that position, what are you doing? Because
what are you bringing
when
to
the
the
person
table?
that is lending you trust, because someone that is bringing you in is lending you his trust. Okay, because it's me, this person can do the job, so just trust this person, let the person come in and do the job. You need to actually deliver, which you said now, job satisfaction, job fulfillment. So if you don't deliver and situations change, you find yourself in a very sticky spot. So I think that settles nepotism.
Okay, so another thing is some years back, even to date, I and my team, we do a lot of, of course, we recruit for a lot of,
Company.
companies, outstanding companies in Nigeria. And so every day we have troops of undergraduates, people job seeking. And many a time, you see people coming to the office, and before you know, during an interview process, before you know, they'll burst into tears. And our job is beyond. We are more. At that point, you want to apply sentiment. You want to know what they are going through. And on the average level, a lot of young graduates are depressed. In fact, this is a topic that we need to really talk about, because you're in school, you spend thousands and millions of naira, and when you're out, no job, because of your expectation is there, your expectation is here, and what you're seeing is here. It doesn't it doesn't meet, and you keep applying for job and you're getting a denial mail. Before you know, a lot of them get depressed,
And that is why most of them venture into business.
apart from business, into crime.
Yeah.
If you know in Nigeria now, Nigerian youth, 70% of cyber crime are surrounded around Nigerian youths, young graduates. And if you ask them what are your reasons, they'll tell you, I graduated for school, no
job
work.
after how many years,
But I just want to be realistic. First, I am sorry, but I think I don't want to blame them. I would have said, okay, I don't want to blame them because they have a lot of expectations. But you're not that to know the situation of the country. Okay.
I think I saw somewhere, and I want to borrow that opinion. I like it so much, that the way our educational system was structured, it did not anticipate how the economy would be in the future.
Okay.
Because the way the system was, I think our parents, our grandparents, whenever the idea was that if you go to school and once you have a degree and you come out, you get the job quick, easy, and that's how it was.
That was the ideology.
And that's how it was
Yes.
already. Like maybe you just go and you read a professional course, or you do some. That's why people are now like, my son will be a doctor, my daughter will be an engineer, and all those kind of stuff. This person will be a lawyer, because they knew that immediately this person finishes school, that's how school was programmed that way, that it was enough. But now we're in an economy that there's competition, and you going to school without having extra is not going to cut it. The economy is not favorable. Business owners are trying to minimize costs and maximize profit, so they are looking for the best, so it's all of those factors. And then also the fact that what you want to say now, that these people are actually having too high expectations. They are not
let me just say it the way it's in my mind. Nigerian youths, young graduates, they are greedy. Nigerian young graduates, they are greedy. How can you I know that, of course, what God cannot do does not exist. You just graduated, you just feel, of course, in Nigerian corporate workspace, it is NYSC that really truly makes you a graduate.
Yes.
To an extent, that is why there are some structured company firm. If you want to employ, you're doing the assessment, they will ask you, are you done with NYSC? Now, I want to put it this way, my experience in HR professionalism has taught me that there is a graduate age. There is a corporate age. You are expected to, in Nigeria, in the corporate world, at 26, you are expected to be a graduate done with NYSC. That's the minimum. That is why some top structured companies, they don't employ, especially the banking industry. Their graduate training opening are 26 years of age.
Okay, 26.
Yes.
Okay.
To assess their ET jobs, executive training jobs.
Okay.
Now, you're a young graduate. You just finished NYSC. And you are going to apply for jobs of 500,000. It's not network. If you have the network, we will understand. This one, you don't have the network. You are sending your CV for an opening that the salary is 500,000. The salary is 500,000. The salary is 1 point something million. And you're seeing the requirement of that job. You're seeing that they are saying 5 years experience. You're seeing that they are saying 5 years post NYSC. You're seeing that they are requiring some skills. You're seeing that they are requiring knowledge in some software that you don't have. That's why I say there are jobs for everybody. At every point in your life, there are jobs you're supposed to apply for. We know that faith comes, some people will say, let me just try. Some people apply job with faith. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Some people will say, let me just send my CV. They feel call me. But it doesn't work that way. And when you keep applying jobs like that, you become depressed. You get frustrated, and then you will not say no job for Nigeria. But there is job in Nigeria, and you they apply for the wrong job. That's what I think. Oh, I don't know if you have another view about that.
See, all these things we are. See, don't blame them. Okay, don't blame them because this is what Nigeria has. Nigeria has hit. Nigeria don't hit us hard. Okay, I'm included because I'm a young girl. You see a lady or a guy seeing a fellow guy of his type spending money lavishly. You like to even my person with this now. Which way forward?
No, what you want to say now?
It's not even illegal.
Wait.
Like in my generation, I will not blame anybody. In fact, it's not even about the blame. The truth is that the fact is that, and I know for a fact is that there are ways now of getting up, and even more than. I mean, let's say you are a freelancer with Upwork.
Exactly.
And you are earning from US, like you are paying
in dollars or foreign currencies.
And you are earning maybe $15 per hour, give or take, or maybe $10 an hour, and you are working. You are working how many hours a day? Should be 40 hours a week. Okay, so that's $400 a week. So already in a month you are making more than like if you are doing the job like on a contract basis, like for a full month, you are making, is it 1,600? Yeah, 1,600. That's like in dollars. If you convert it to naira, you see what it is. It's more than the 500k job that I'm talking about. So people are doing it.
They are doing it, but most people don't have patience for this. They want quick money.
Is it really about quick money?
They need it. They need quick money because of the influence of their other mates. Are you understanding? Because of the influence, because of what
this is why the Bible says train up a child in the way he should go.
The pressure, they need this thing quickly. But
now, I'm sorry to counter you. This is where peer pressure comes in.
Yeah.
Now you should be able. That's why when you go to school, you don't just study medicine. There are other, external courses.
Exactly.
It's called elective, or I don't know what it's called outside elective. There are other. They don't just teach you education. They teach you morals.
Yeah, they teach you morals.
And you still have your parents. Still have the obligation to teach you morals.
It's true. It's true.
Do you understand? And when you come to the workspace, you don't have to. You don't have to put that. You should be able to know how to manage pressures.
That's true.
And if like what Dozie said just now, a lot of people are earning because of skills, cyber skills. A lot of people are being paid. In fact, 90% of Nigerian youths, they are going into cyber jobs. And the cyber workspace is choked, is loaded, because everybody is seeing it as, that's the only escape from poverty. That's the only escape from Nigerian problem. But there are also people that has paid the price in the Nigerian job space.
It's true.
They have made sacrifices. And see, the truth is that let me just spill it here. We're already in a reality podcast. Okay. The truth is that it is only those that have the experience. I mean, not virtual experience. I mean workspace experience. Yeah. Both virtual, what's it called again? The corporate workspace experience that stand the test of time in the long run, especially if they finally have their own businesses. You can counter that too, but I'm saying on the average. On the average. Okay, example. Let me use an example before we divert. Now, for every business, internally, Your sales and business development team is the foundation of that business.
Okay.
I don't know if you agree with me, does it?
Yeah.
Now,
Sales is life.
yes, sales is life. Sales is the life of every business. But a lot of Nigerians thinks that it is only digital space that is where sales happen. There are some companies, if you are really into sales, there are some companies that don't have a social media page. They don't even post, awareness. There are some companies, they don't have a social media page. They are doing
Great.
great.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't want to exaggerate. If you are, but I'm not canceling digital, networking, digital space for sales. But if you have a foundation in the other aspect in sales, you will know that digital is just a plus. There are ways to close deals that are beyond. In fact, there's a way your target audience is. If you want to get exactly, if you want to get share, are you going to their digital, space? Even small better. If you want to close a deal and you have a product that you think that share is your target audience, will you go to their social media page to get them? If you are into sales, you will understand that there are ways to close deals that are beyond the digital space. That's why I said, and if you have the experience in the workspace, if you have experience outside digital is just like a plus.
Okay.
That's the only way when you start your own business. That's the only way you can become an expert and you can be able to sell. Okay, what if social media closed down? Because the way Nigeria is going now, there's a lot of cyberbullying.
Yeah.
The country can just come up one day and say we're shutting down social media.
Is it possible?
Yeah, it is. There are some countries that they are not on social media. What if the social media place shuts down today? How will you survive as a professional? That's why I said digital is just a plus. But Nigerian youths, they are not patient enough to pay the price in the workspace. Because they feel like the workspace expectations is so high.
Yeah.
And everybody is running into the digital space, and that's why I know what something just came into my mind. Every organization is going digital, but every organization is not completely digital. Every organization is going digital, but every organization is not completely digital. And trust me when I say digital is just a plus. But those that have the realistic experience in the workspace, I did not say cyberspace.
Okay.
The digital is the cyberspace. I mean in the workspace.
Yeah.
Are the most relevant and their career will stand the test of time. I don't know if you have anything to say about that. I know your mind is really
It's okay to have countering opinions.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm Gen Z. Yeah, it's my generation we're talking about here.
Okay.
So, but the point she's trying to buttress, I think I agree with the point that a lot of people, I agree. I would say that a lot of people in my generation are like, let's get this money fast.
Quick.
You understand?
Yeah.
And it's easy, it's possible to get the money quick. I don't mean 2 weeks money or 200K and get 200K. No, like it's possible. Crypto.
This way you remember me now. They don't chop me waiting no good.
And all that stuff. Like there are ways to actually get money fast.
That's
Let's
true.
put it that way. Although you have to work for it,
Yeah.
you have to put in work in the background.
Yeah.
So that is valid. I feel like digital is still valid. Digital will remain valid. Sometimes I like to think as digital as an amplifier in a way.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say for instance in advertising, in marketing. True, I might not be able to reach some IOCs, some international oil companies from online, but if I do my groundwork, what I'm supposed to do, I can talk about those things that I've done online, and maybe the companies might not see them, but people that want to also work with those companies or people that are affiliated with those companies will also see what's happening.
Yeah.
At the most, people are watching what is happening online. Like she said, everybody's trying to go digital, but not everybody is fully digital. So, but everybody's trying to go digital. I know companies that you see their Facebook page, you don't have any followers, you don't have any likes, but that's not even what it's all about. That's the problem. Sometimes the focus is misdirected. Some people think it's all about having followers, but you can have your 10, 100, 50 followers and you still do your business. You're just there because you need a digital presence. I think that's just what it is.
Yes.
Everybody needs a digital presence.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's my say. I don't think digital is off. I don't think
No. But she did not say it's completely off. But she said, just.
I said it's a plus.
It's a plus. Yeah, that was.
But you can still be relevant in the workspace even without digital. But if you have it, it's a plus.
I think digital is where everybody's going.
And that is what has dominated.
Is where everybody's going. Like if you check the industries that are doing pretty well in Nigeria, you see that fintech came to like
Exactly.
started coming up. All these financial technological apps, like all these.
Okay, I want to ask you one question. In Nigeria, do you know how many fintech companies has come in and has closed? Should I start calling names? We are live.
They are close. They are. But
is oil and gas still remains?
Oil and gas are also closing.
but they are also closing. Yes, they're also closing, but it still remains. It still remains, the king, as long as Nigeria is concerned.
Okay.
A lot of fintech have come and go. A lot of them, in fact, new fintech company is only few that has stayed more than 5 years. Mention a lot. The truth is that fintech is. I'm not writing it off.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that, like me, I'm a sales consultant personally, and I did not learn sales. Cyber knowledge is just a plus, but I did not get my experience in sales from, the knowledge in the cyber space.
Okay.
I'm a sales, by God's grace, a sales and business development coach and professional. There is nothing I cannot sell. As long as it's a commodity, I will sell it in the shortest possible time. I did not become a professional with a cyber knowledge. Me having a cyber knowledge of how the sales and marketing, work is just a plus. But there are some people, they are only used to the digital marketing, sales, closing deals. Bring them inside internally, they won't be able to do anything. I'm not writing out the cyber experience off. I'm only saying it's a plus, and the world is going digital. That is how cyber crime is increasing.
The world is going on, the world has gone.
The world, we are just getting started. When it comes to the digital space, we are just anyway. Thank you for having a nice time. I know you've learned a lot. We've spoken so much about the expectation of young graduates. How seriously. I want to say something, but let me keep it for later. I hope you are enjoying the few minutes we'll spend in this conversation. Please follow us, Kenex Konsults, on all social media platforms, and for exciting content more than this. Now, Mr. Dozie, I want to ask, please. There's a word saying resume, CV. In fact, the word is used, is contradicted. Can you please tell us which one is resume, which one is CV, which one is expected from job seekers? And there are levels. Job seeking is in levels.
Yeah.
There is the new young graduate, there is the 80, that's the graduate training. Yeah. There is the 5 years experience, there's the 10 years. What is the difference between resume and CV, and what are the expectations from depending on your level of your employee level, let me use the word, or job seeking level. I don't know if there's any word like that.
I would say, in my opinion, my knowledge, I don't know plenty. My knowledge, I would say they have the same purpose, which is to showcase your skill. It's just that resume tends to be shorter. It's usually 1 page. It doesn't go more than 1 page. So there's just so much that you can put there. Probably you just put one job ESP, one job experience, or one job project that you handle. You know, but a CV can be more elaborate, but not as you won't go as far as I think 2 pages is enough for a CV, or it's even more than because by the time I briefly glance through your CV as a recruiter or when I'm doing my recruiting function, I should be able to like get everything I need to get ASAP and move to the next one. So yeah, I would say okay, this is shorter, a resume will be shorter, a CV will be maybe contain more information. And then as to which should be used for which, it depends on the job. A job can require a cover letter and a resume, or a cover letter and a CV. You know, it depends on what the employer is looking out for. But I know at the end of the day, everybody wants to just see, okay, that this person can provide this value. So just show it, no matter what they're asking you. At the end of the day, just show that you can solve it.
I have a contra view to that. I agree with you to an extent, but okay, I totally agree with you, but will you suffice me to say that resume are for young graduates without experience? You can just summarize, you know, your career objective, your skill, you know, your career expectation, and then CVs are for people that
I was reading through this world news, is it Bloomberg, one of these world news channels this morning, and they were showing they did not say CV. I know it's not you, it's a more of a US thing. They didn't say CV, they said resume. And so they were showing the resume of someone that, you know, they said this resume had taken from Meta, that is Facebook, to Google, to, you know, these top companies. I think about 5 of them. And it's just 1 page. And it's a resume. So basically he summarized, he just put his name and he didn't put like introduction and all this jargon. He just put his name and then start putting his experience. So it's more like brief, straight to the point, concise. I just believe it's just terminology. It's not like someone saying I need a glass of water, I need a cup of water. At the end of the day,
you need a jar of water, you see the same water.
Water I need. So whatever you're using to package it.
So which do you think can sell is sellable? Which is more efficient? You know, which sells you better? Do you think is a summary?
Some jobs will require. The truth is that not all will do for all applications, and that's what I'm saying. It depends on what the employer is asking for at that point in time. So, but if an employer is not asking for a resume, there are some jobs that you shouldn't send a resume. You should send a CV. You should send something more detailed. If I'm looking for someone that has worked in sales or someone that can develop businesses, you know, in the oil and gas, tender specialists, I'm looking for a lot of information. I'm looking for experience. So I need to see different things. You know, I need to see different content. I've worked here, and maybe I didn't just work here for a stretch of. You know, when you work in a place for a very long time, you have a lot to say.
Exactly.
And I say, well, maybe if I'm looking for a graphic designer or, you know, one of something that doesn't really require, maybe it might require more, but it doesn't require you to say a lot. You just put your portfolio link, put your LinkedIn link, just tell me how you the place where you got the highest results, you just put it there. You know, those kind of things can be brief. Because at the end of the day,
are you saying that it now depends on the kind of job you're applying
for? Sometimes it depends on the job, sometimes it depends on the employer. But if the employer doesn't say, and then the type of job will let you know how much you should say, you know, because that's what it is. How much you can say, that's what it is differentiating the resume from the CV. So, yeah.
Now let's talk about how young graduates, you know, you see a resume, not even young graduates, job seekers. The truth is that until you have your own business, you are still a job seeker. In fact, there are some people that have their own business. They have failed in their business and they want to come back to the job space. That's why the place of experience is very important.
Yeah.
You need to pay the price in the workspace. But there are some persons that they are applying for, you know, a top job, a high-paying job, and if you open their resume or their CV, you're saying that their work, you know, their work experience is short-term. They're today 218, they graduated 214, 215, they are working with A to Z company. The following year 216, they are working with B to C company. You know, they are jumping from one firm to the other.
Yeah.
is that resume effective? How do you assess such resume when it comes your way as an HR professional?
I think but for me, what I'm looking at is why are you jumping? Because the truth remains that if you really want career advancement, you can't stay in one place. The fact, or let me not say the truth, the fact is that you see people that are earning 50 in this place, they'll move into the next. That's the fastest way that you can increase your salary value. And how do I place it? Like if I'm moving from this place to this place, it's faster for me than staying in one place and expecting the raise. I can easily move from here as 50 and move to another place as 70 and move to another place as 80. So the question is, why are you moving? For me, if I see someone that stays less than 6 months in a place, I'll ask you, why are you leaving? Now, if it's not for a very
social reason,
if it's not for a very the reasons, let me not point out anything so I do not look like I'm biased, but the reasons I feel like some of the reasons I feel like are great reasons to leave a place is, okay, you're looking for more experience, you're looking for a new challenge, you're looking for career advancement, the place is far from where you stay, so you are relocating, you understand, that's why you move. But when I see something like okay, you are moving because of money, which is okay, it's not a bad thing to move because of money, but it was not a new challenge, it was not a better offer, it was just like maybe I'll question, okay, does it mean that this person is going to move immediately he gets this job? Does it mean that this person cannot be retained?
Exactly, this is where I want to come in. Every company wants stability. For me, if I say so CV, except it's on specific reasons, I see you like you're not a stable person. The truth is that no matter how much they are paying you, it's never enough. But it is not for a career gain, in your words. I feel it is for a financial gain. Because for me, if you're in a, that's what I think personally, my personal opinion. I think that if you're in a place where you receive challenges, where they are giving you things that is beyond you, I think it's an opportunity to grow.
Yeah, true.
Instead of, giving you something that you're used to. Every company wants stability. If that CV comes my way, and as an HR professional, after hearing from me, I will just say, even if I pay you 1 million, in 2 months, if you see a company that pays you 1.2 million, you will leave. And no company wants that, because the first month somebody comes in, even in 3 months, if an employee gets a new job, you're still getting used to the environment. And the company is opening up their trade secret to you. You're getting to know more of them, and at the point when they have made up their mind, okay, I've gotten someone for this role, you're leaving.
it's true.
It's not. I don't think it's a good trade for young graduates, and it doesn't build capacity. It doesn't build value. It doesn't. You can stay in one place, a challenging place that you're given a task that is beyond you, and while you're doing that task, you're growing. You can stay in one place for 5 years, get the experience that as you're living in that place, like your next offer is something that is beyond your imagination. That's what because I don't know, it worked for me. Yes. That's my view. Because if I feel like you're living from one company to another because of transportation, and also to the employees, I think we should even talk about companies. Why will there are some employees that does not understand staff goodwill and staff welfare. Okay. That is a crucial reason why a lot of people change jobs. That's why they are not stable. I mean staff welfare. Yeah. You see people working for you for 6 months, 1 year, just say 1 year, because 6 months is probation, normal, and you're confirming them staff. And in 1 year, there is no promotions, no, I don't know, it's not encouraging, and it will.
It's something that the truth is that the job market in Nigeria, I don't know what I would say it's just the entire country. Things are not just working as you would expect them. There are higher standards. So I think the highest standards would be a workplace where you are being appreciated you are being promoted based on the effort that you put in,
yeah.
and you know, there is churn based off performance. Because I was listening to a podcast one time, and the guy was saying that his sales team, that he tells them that okay, on the minimum you should be hitting, let's say the target is to hit 100. On the minimum you should be hitting 50. If you are not hitting 50 by the next okay, if you are not hitting 50, that they'll use 2 weeks to find out what happened. Why did you not hit that 50? You understand? And then they will retrain you and then give you another shot. But if you don't hit that 50 again, you are off. And then when you now hit 75 as a salesperson, they will give you an incentive. You hit 100, they will give you more incentives.
And that incentive
you know,
motivates you.
Motivating you to do more. Yeah. You know, they are appreciating you. The salary is increasing. You know, you are putting in more, because for you to hit 100, it means you are putting in more work, which means there is reward for your effort. Yeah. So I think the job environment in Nigeria needs to change. Generally speaking, it needs to change to something that, you know, that is more performance rewarding. A lot of performance rewarding should be done more than it is.
You can say employee compensation.
Yes, I know there are some companies that are trying anyways. There are some companies that are trying, and not maybe they can't make it up in terms of monetary aspects. They will try training and development. Yeah. Sometimes you get some kind of flexibility. I was hearing that there are some companies that they are now running a kind of structure where if you finish your task, you can take some time off. You understand that? Those kind of other benefits that are not necessarily
monetized.
Yeah, they are not necessarily
it's still monetized, because if you take some time off, they'll still pay your complete salary.
Yeah,
so it's still monetized. No matter, the truth is that staff welfare might not come in cash, but to the company is a cost.
Yeah, of course.
Is a cost, because the time they're paying for your time. So if you're not there, it's costing them something. So what are your words to young graduates? What's your encouragement as, you know, to help them land their dream job? What's a strategy that you want to share?
There are plenty things.
Okay, just say one. Just say one.
I think one thing that helped me is focusing on the work.
Okay.
Don't focus on the work. When you focus on the work and the value that you're putting in, every other thing will come as a result of that work that you put in. So it's not really about the job. You know, when you're job hunting, you see 50k job, 100k job, 500k job. It's about what you can offer.
Your value.
Yeah, so focus on that work that you're putting in. So what will it take me to put in this amount of work that this person is requesting of me? Focus on that thing. Like to take you know, on the works that you can give out. Focus on.
Allow yourself to be used.
But that's the truth.
Allow yourself to be used, because it is when you're used, that's when you build capacity and value.
In the beginning, that's how it is.
But there are some young guys that will tell you, my boss, they use me.
See, another thing I would say is that apart from allowing yourself to be used, when I graduated, not when I graduated, when I left secondary school, secondary school, yeah. My first salary was 7,500. You know, in a pharmacy, no, in a supermarket, whereby I resumed by 7:30 and I closed by 7:30. You know, at the end of the month, I collect 7,500. It's not as if I was okay with that 7,500, right? But just that. You can't just finish school and you stay at home. It's bored staying at home, watching TV. You eat, you sleep, you wake up. Mommy welcome, daddy welcome. What are you doing? You eat again. No, you have to go out there. And it's not if I was okay with the 7,500, but just that I wanted to build my experience. When I left there, I went straight to a Chinese restaurant.
Wow.
Okay, I wasn't a chef, because though I learned it from my mom. My mommy she was once a chef with the white men and white men those days, yeah. I learned it from her. Then when I got to the Chinese restaurant, I didn't know how to cook very well, but I learned in the space of 2 weeks, and I can cook. In fact, from cooking, because we were short of staffs. From cooking, I was a waitress. From waitress, I was a supervisor before they brought a white man from China. So Everything is just building your experience. Don't just mind the money. Okay? In as much as these days money is nothing. Someone will say money is nothing. When you take even 50,000 to the market is nothing. But there's this joy, you know, looking at your account, okay, I still have small things that can, you know, hold me. Sure, you understand?
Oh,
I still have small things that can hold me. Sometimes it's not all about the money. Just experience matters. By the time you line up the CV, your experiences in your CV, you take it to, as in you keep climbing with it. You know, they will see that, oh, this girl or this guy has experiences, and they will employ you.
Thank you very much for joining, you know, our live podcast, and I hope that you are learning one or two from it. My final words to young graduates, not my final words anyway. One of my, you know, my final words on this podcast to young graduates is allow yourself to be used. See, nothing. Yes, allow yourself to be used by your employer. Multitasking. See, as you graduate, you're not married, you don't have children. Give your time, especially as a very young graduate. Be committed to the workspace. You will see that in the shortest possible time, you will see career fulfillment. You will see young people, they will tell you, or their boss will tell them, go and, maybe they're employed as, say, maybe they're employed as a business developer, and their boss will tell them, please, go and send this company, prepare a quotation, or go and do something else that is not around their job analysis. They'll tell you, this is not what they employ me for. This is not what, nothing, in fact, let me say it, this is a reality podcast. Nothing pisses me off than that.
The funny thing, I was listening to one.
It's so annoying. You know, no matter how much they are paying you. My father used to say, when we were young, let me say this, you know, I'm from a family of 6, siblings of 6, and my dad always send me message. And if I'm around, nobody teaches my dad food. And that words alone has shaped my life, and I have seen the benefits. I've worked in a place where my boss, Chinedu, I love you, sir. You know, he's the CEO of Workpedia Africa. You know, there was a point that he calls this shredding in, you know, among all the staff. He will shred me. You know, why did you do this? You're supposed to do this. Even my people, when I see you, sometimes he will tell me, Gift, I'm trying to make you better. If you cannot handle such situation, how do you want to be a leader? How do you want to handle managerial role? I never knew that was a training. In fact, that was my first, you know, job I worked as, you know, top management job. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and multitask to the level of your strengths. And work in places that you know that you need help. But never decline workspace multitasking. No matter how much you're paying. Even if it does not commensurate with the salary that you earn, workplace multitasking is the surest platform. Okay, I think we've come to the end of this podcast. You can drop your questions in the comment section. We will answer your question. The Kenex team will answer your question. And please follow up on all our social media platforms. It was nice having you, Mr. Dozie, and I learned so much. We'll be glad to have you in this space to talk about fintech, corporate, you know. We need to have you around to talk about a lot of, you know, the cyber workspace, so that you come and enlighten our viewers and to enlighten us. I personally have learned a lot, and I hope you too join and learn a lot. Thank you for, you know, honoring our invitation, and we love you, and we're saying bye to everyone, to our viewers, and have an amazing day.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.